it's an and you have it like this, this is how I really want you to write it. This is how you're going to see it most times. Very rarely are you going to see the word and, okay? Okay. So that was finishing up yesterday's part. We have one more example of just graphing, like I graph it and you have to write an inequality for it, and then we're going to solve some, okay? And then I have your work for you. Okay. Okay.
You got homework?
If we can get done what we're doing, then you get to start it. So, okay, here we go. So the one thing that I want to do is I want to do an OR for you. Okay. Okay, so how do we do this one? So what does this mean? So let's talk about this. What does this mean? X is less than 7. Since it's not shaded in between the two endpoints, it's going to be a OR. And then it's going to be greater than or equal to 10. So you'll have problems where it's like this and you have to write in an inequality for it, okay? Okay. Okay, stop. Please. Okay, you ready? See how W plus 3 is in between the two inequalities? So we're going to have two problems. So we're going to have 4 is less than W plus 3. And W plus 3 is less than or equal to 5. Now let's solve it. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. We get 1 is less than W. We're going to subtract 3 from both sides. We're going to get W is less than or equal to 2. Okay? So, how would we write that? See how W's in between? Yep. Nope, you're just going to leave it like that. You just combine. See? 1 is, so W's in between 1 and 2. So does 4 have does 1 have a full circle or empty circle? Empty. Does 2 have a full circle or empty circle? Okay, now, it's saying that W is between 1 and 2, so we are going to shade between 1 and 2. And then we're done. That's our answer.
That was really hard.
Okay, now I do want to show you because this is how they will probably put the answer. So those little brackets, I know you don't like them, but those little brackets. That's how you'll see the answer. So I want to make sure you know that you see this. So it's going to say W such that W is between 1 and 2. That's your answer. Okay, so what we're going to do is see how we have an OR, and then we have 2 equations. Just like we had 2 equations before, but this time we have an OR. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve this one, we're going to solve this one, and then we'll graph it. So how would I solve 3a plus 2 is greater than or equal to 5? What's the first thing I need to do? We're going to subtract 2 from both sides. And remember, you guys, again, when I say both sides, I mean both sides of the inequality. It's not both sides of the problem. I mean, like under the 3. And then I'm left with 3a is greater than or equal to 3. What do I do now? Divide by? Now we're going to come over here and we're going to solve this one. Okay, so we solved that, we got an OR. Now we're going to solve this one. What is the first thing I would do? I'm going to subtract the 2a from both sides. You guys, I always move my variable first. And now what am I going to do? Yep, we're going to subtract the 7. A is less than -1. Now remember what I told you guys. We're drawing the graphs, but when you go to do your work today, the graphs will be drawn for you. Okay, on the positive one, full or empty circle? On the negative one, full or empty? Now, for A, for the 1, do I need numbers that are greater than 1 or less than 1? Well, what is this? A is greater than or equal to, so I want numbers that are greater than 1. And then A is less than -1. And you guys, I'm going to tell you that the majority of the time when it's an OR, they're going to go in opposite ways. And then finally, you guys, we just have to write the little squiggly lines.
We have to?
Yes. because I know where your guys are going, and they do like you guys to do that. I want to do one more problem with you. Ready? See how it's in the between the two inequality signs? So that means we have two problems, and it's going to be what?
The 32 on the far right.
Yes, it's a 32. It's d minus 3 is less than 6d plus 12 less than 2d plus 32. So we're going to have two problems. We're going to have d minus 3 is less than 6d plus 12. And we're going to have 6d plus 12 is less than 2d plus 32. So I have that problem right there. I wrote that problem there. I wrote this problem here. Compound, they give you a little bit more problems. Okay, so what am I going to do? What am I going to move?
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, let's do the first one.
Add the -3.
You can add the 3. I always move my letter first. But it's up to you. You guys, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to move it, and I'm going to make this a negative. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I want to have my D on the one side. Okay, so I get negative 5D, and you don't have to move it this way, you guys. You could have moved it the other way to keep D on the inside. This is when it okay, so now what am I going to do?
Add 3.
Now what am I going to do? I get what? Okay. What happens to the inequality sign? Why did it flip? Because we divided by a -5. Okay, now what am I going to do on this one? And now what?
Subtracting the 12 plus.
What's 32 minus 12?
5.
D is less than. Well, I didn't make that long enough, did I? Okay. Open or close circle on the 3, -3. Okay. Empty circle. Empty circle on the 5 or full circle on the 5. Okay. Are we going to shade? We're going to shade in between. So let's see. D is greater than -3, so we would shade this way, right? D is less than 5, so we would shade this way. So, now let's write it out. What's my variable?
D.
D. So I shaded in between. So what number am I going to start with? -3. D. And then what am I going to end with?
D.
And remember, there's no equal sign, so we're there. Okay. I'm actually going to stop there because, well, it's 12:08, it's 2:18, and there's a couple reasons. One, because I want you to, I'm going to give you 5 problems to do for homework tonight, and I want you guys to at least start one of them. You're going to turn them in when we're done. Okay, I'm giving you 7 problems. Well, 7, 5, come on. Okay, it's on page 67, so workbook, page 67, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. You guys, right now, you guys are packing up. The announcements haven't started. I would not pack up right now. I would get 2 through 8 done right now, so that you literally only have 3 problems for homework. You can do 2, 4, 6, 8 right now in class, even while she comes on with the announcements. Okay?